Good evening, my name is Anna Jabłońska and welcome to Poland Daily. According to unofficial media information, in order for the European Commission to back out of the Article 7 procedures, Poland would need to impose far-reaching concessions as regards to the Supreme Court legislation. Frans Timmermans said that the existing actions undertaken by the Polish government are not sufficient.
We are awaiting what happens now. We are making steps forward, but we still need to see tangible results in the coming days and weeks. We will draw appropriate conclusions once we know what has been laid on the table and where we stand. We don't have an endless amount of time. Brussels allegedly wants Poland to keep the first president of the Supreme Court, Małgorzata Gersdorf, in office, as well as to reject the regulation concerning the retirement of the Supreme Court judges who surpass the age of 65. The European Commission also wants the withdrawal of the extraordinary complaint institution, which allows for the nullification of legitimate verdicts from the last 20 years. As we can see, these demands are not aimed at fixing the Polish judicial reform. They are simply directed as to force Poland to make further concessions. The coming weeks should bring resolution to the dispute between Warsaw and Brussels. The price of the compromise concerning the judicial reform will be revealed.
Caretakers of disabled people have been protesting for a couple of days in Polish parliament. Among other things, they're asking for more financial aid for the rehabilitation of the disabled who cannot live on their own upon coming of age. In order to cool down the emotions in parliament, top-level politicians of the ruling Law and Justice Party met with the protesters to hear them out and reassure them that they will be taken care of. The President of Poland, Andrzej Duda, and the Prime Minister, Mateusz Morawiecki, both showed up at Parliament to speak with the protesters.
Mr. President, do you think that 900 złotych in the wallet of a disabled person is enough for a decent life? The social benefit has never been higher than 153 złotych for 13 years. We will not bring up your promises from the past now, but we want to address you because you have legislative power. We want you to do something for all the disabled children who are coming of age and cannot get any jobs because of their condition.
Then let's get to work, because as you have said before, there is a slight improvement of this situation.
The President is the most important person in the country. Mr. President knows that if he doesn't help the weakest, then the moral spine of the state is broken. It is great that Mr. President met with us. We are very happy. What else can we say?
Ladies and gentlemen, preparing a new act is not an easy task. We will start working on it as soon as possible, in the next week even. Our minister is already preparing it.
I remember one thing you said. We measure the maturity of a country with how it takes care of its citizens.
Yes, I remember, and I stand by it. If you wait and see what we have to offer, I assure you, you will be pleased. We want to give you much more than the previous government ever did.
Ever since the political changes in Poland in 1989, there has been a need to tackle the problem of the demotion of high-ranking military officials, the Soviet-backed generals, for their involvement in the oppressive communist system, and in particular for the martial law imposed by them in 1981. Recently, Polish lawmakers voted on the long-overdue degradation bill. Polish President Andrzej Duda vetoed it on the grounds of fairness. Today marks the first consultation meeting on how to solve the differences between lawmakers and the President. The President met with the Minister of Defense, Mariusz Błaszczak.
Mariusz Błaszczak, the Minister of Defense, said there will be no new proposal of the bill, not by government, not by the ruling party lawmakers. I do not understand all of these explanations, but my hope is, of course, that the President presents a new draft of the bill. I wonder how he will solve these issues.
Thank you for watching Poland Daily, and please join us tomorrow at the same time. Good night.